The Alpha Sessions.
Hello everybody and welcome to The Alpha Sessions with Lucy Wroe and Maddison Goode.
Hello.
Welcome, how are you?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. We had a lovely little live session from you today, 3 songs, which we'll hear out the course of the show. But first of all, tell everyone about yourself. Introduce yourself. Where are you from? What are you up to?
Okay, I am 21. I'm from a small village in the northwest of England. And I moved to London 3 years ago to study music.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm a singer-songwriter. I also play saxophone.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it really.
That's it. Now, you've released an EP, which is lovely. I listened to it last night and on my way in this morning.
Cool.
Called From a Windowsill?
Yes.
And that was just at the end of last year. So I want to dive right in. I want to know all about what the title actually means, specifically before we think about the music. So why From a Windowsill?
So from a windowsill, I took from a little notebook I had that I used to just write lyric ideas and bits of poetry and stuff. And yeah, I was looking through this notebook because I couldn't think of a title for the EP. And I was thinking, oh, maybe I can find something in here. So yeah, I just took that line from a bunch of lyrics. And I thought it worked because I did actually write all the songs in my room, looking out the window.
On a real windowsill.
Yeah.
I love it. It's not, having a little notebook is a very important thing. I feel like I didn't have one until very recently. Yeah. But it's weird. Sometimes people assume when you're not making music and they're looking at it from a different perspective that everything has to mean something all the time or that it's all very logical. But I think a lot of art is just what you feel at the time.
Yeah.
And just things that you picked up along the way.
Yeah, because I just thought, oh, that sounds cool. And if I didn't have that notebook, it probably would have had a really stupid name, the EP.
Well, I mean, all the titles of the songs as well sort of usually come out as one.
Yeah.
So the first song you played for us was from that EP.
Yes.
When You Found Me.
Yeah.
And was that your debut single as well?
Yeah, it was.
So that was quite a big operation, I suppose, coming out of the gates.
Yeah.
Strong.
Yeah.
But how was the whole process of releasing your first single?
Exciting and a bit nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
Because you want people to like it. But all my friends were very supportive. But yeah, also it was a challenge trying to promote it the right way and try and get people to actually listen to it. But I think, it's been quite successful.
Yeah, well, I think it's your top song. On
on
Spotify at least, but Spotify is a whole other thing we could talk about. And everything. But in terms of this promotional side of things, because I mean the art is more important subjectively. But in terms of social media and trying to get people to listen to it, as you mentioned, is that something that you really hate or something that is very natural? Because some people just find that they have an affinity for engaging with people across every platform.
I feel like I'm somewhere in the middle. I don't hate it, but I also don't feel like picking up my phone and documenting everything.
I think that's quite natural.
Yeah.
For some people, I met somebody recently who was talking in a forum and she was saying, I wake up, I check Instagram, I plan my posts for the week, they go out 3 times a day. Wow. It just seems like a whole life.
Yeah, it's like a full-time job.
I know. It is. It is. And in terms of so you got a lot of coverage for this EP, because when I was looking it up, there are a lot of magazines and online things.
Yeah.
Did you go through promotional pathways for that? Did you go through PR agencies, or is it all graft?
I had a lot of help, finding the right websites and blogs and stuff. I just have to thank the person that helped me get that, which is Peter.
Who's in there?
Yeah.
Hero.
Yeah.
Modern day hero. So when you're thinking about putting together this EP last year, did you have all the songs already? Were you writing? How was the process of pulling it all together into a creative project?
Yeah, I did have the songs already. And so it was just a case of picking which ones sound good together. So it was those 4. But I wrote them all quite close to each other. So they all kind of work with like that time of my life. Yeah.
Do you often write everything when you're in a space and you feel like you've got something you need to get out, and then you just write a batch of stuff, and then months go by and you're not writing at all? Or are you a very consistent kind of writer?
No, I'm not consistent. Yeah. I won't write anything for ages, and then I'll just write something and I'll have to finish it. So I'll spend maybe like the whole day doing it. But then this is a thing I need to work on, is I just say, oh yeah, I've finished that. Like, I never go back and look at it again. I just think because I've spent all that time on it, on that particular day, then it must be amazing.
Well, sometimes those things are created the best way, and then they come out being like your favourite things.
Yeah.
So talk to me more about the song, the first song you play for us specifically, like in terms of its meaning to you. Is it quite personal, When You Found Me?
Yeah, it is. It's like one of the first ones I wrote when I moved to London. And yeah, it's about wanting company and maybe like a bit of loneliness when you first move away from home, because the line in the chorus is, you make it hard for me to go home, and that kind of means, it kind of alludes to like nights out with your friends at uni, and you're having such a good time, you don't want to leave because, you know, then you're going to be on your own and then you want company again. When will it stop hurting? When I stop breathing? When will it stop hurting? When will time heal me? Or should I let it kill me? When will time heal me? You make it hard for me to go home. You make it hard for me to go home. You make it hard for me to go home. 'Cause I can't stand being alone. When will love find me? The music reached down inside me. I'm finally free, the past is behind me. When you found me, you make it hard for me to go home. You make it hard for me to go home. You make it hard for me to go home. 'Cause I can't stand being alone. You make it hard for me to go home. You make it hard for me to go home. You make it hard for me to go I can't stand, I can't stand, I can't stand, I can't stand, I can't stand being alone.
The Alpha Sessions.
A lot of people do find that they move to London, especially a lot of guests we have on the Alpha Sessions, that they move from different places, and you said you're from a little town in the northwest.
Yeah.
And that's got to be so different. So, not even just musically, how was that just as a life change for you, moving into the
Yeah, it was
city?
Massive. But it made it easier because I was so ready for some excitement in my life, if that
no
makes
offense
sense.
to the northwest.
Yeah, no offense.
It's lovely,
it's
I'm
a
sure.
lovely place. But I was really ready to meet new people and have experiences, and so yeah, that made it easier.
But how do you find that the music scene is not as you expected, or is it exactly what you needed?
Yeah, it's exactly what I needed. And because I wasn't really involved in, well, I did youth orchestras and stuff on my saxophone, but I wasn't gigging up north. And I found when I came down to London, and I obviously met the people that I gig with now who are in my band. And yeah, we just started wanting to play all the time. Yeah.
How's the music scene back home? Is there a music scene back home?
Were
you the music scene back home?
No. There's a scene, but it's very much like cover bands and singing in pubs, and it's not something that you could probably really push yourself out there.
Right.
Yeah.
And not a space that you felt kind of compelled to write in?
No.
So now you're in London, do you feel like there's always inspiration everywhere?
Yeah.
And where do you find your inspiration usually? Or is it always different?
I mainly just write about people in my life and situations and how I feel, because I feel a lot and I think way too much. So
I get it.
Yeah, just write about everything, I think.
And in a way, I feel like being in London makes that harder.
Yeah.
It gives you more thoughts and more feelings all the time.
Yeah.
But that can...
Never ending.
Yeah, that can be a bit much sometimes.
Yeah.
So I want to go back to saxophone before I forget about it, because I love... Saxophone might be my favourite instrument,
really?
To be honest. And every time I meet a saxophonist, I want to know everything. I don't even know what about. I just want to talk about the saxophone. Do you play that on your own music, as well as... Do you play for other people? How does it come into your musical life?
Yeah, so I play it at my gigs, sometimes improvise over my songs.
Yes.
But yeah, that was my whole musical journey for ages. It's what I started on, and I took it really seriously, did all the grades and everything, and I was gonna go and study that, but then I found my passion for songwriting, and that kind of took over. But yeah, I still really enjoy playing it, and I've had a lot of requests to put it on the next EP.
I will add to that.
Yeah.
I would like saxophone EP.
Yeah.
Do you often play and find little melodic ideas and that starts your other writing brain going? Or is it a completely separate?
It's completely separate, yeah. Because I did intense classical saxophone training. So in my mind it's very different. And yeah, I'm trying to make them meet a bit more, actually.
I feel like it's the sort of thing you don't realise that it's influencing you, that both sides are talking to each other, because they feel very separate. Do you not think that your classical background maybe influences the way you write now? Or?
Yeah, it probably does, actually, without me realising.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you don't listen to that kind of music?
No.
At all? That was all just studying?
Yeah.
So with the second song you played for us, Cry,
yeah,
with a K, which I think is very interesting, and I'd like to know what that's all about. You're laughing like you have to tell that story all the time. You're like,
no, I've never actually mentioned it.
Oh, well, here we go then. Give me all the gossip.
Well, it's basically because my boyfriend its name starts with a K.
Ah,
And the song is a love song.
nice.
And yeah, I've actually never said that. Obviously he knows that, but I don't know who else knows that. But yeah, yeah, that's why it's okay.
How did you feel about that dedication?
I don't know.
Wow.
I guess it's out there now, and it's real.
Is this something you were trying to keep on the lowdown that I've just unleashed?
No, it's totally fine.
Okay, tell me more about how you wrote this song and when you wrote this song.
I wrote it like 2 years ago. And I guess it's quite slow, and I think I was just playing around with the chord sequence and just like improvising lyrically with stuff. And then yeah, it just turned into, oh, I love you so much. That's what the lyrics are, pretty much. Don't think I've written a song this nice. Maybe I haven't seen a face like yours my whole life. Your body holds me like a warm sunrise. Is it fine that I wanna crawl inside and survive? And oh, what happens now when I can't breathe without? And oh, what happens now when I can't breathe without? Didn't think I could breathe light in my time. Well, looks like, baby, you've changed my mind. When I hear your voice, I could cry all night.
The Alpha Sessions.
And why did you decide to include this on the EP? Just because it was one of your favourites? Or is there something special about it to you that you're like, I want to share this with the world?
Yeah, it probably is one of my favourites that I've written, so I definitely wanted to share it. And my band members, like, changed it a lot, and I really wanted to share that with the world as well. Like, the drums at the end are really cool.
Yeah, tell me more about the band. So is this a band that follow you for gigs, or are they sort of musicians that move around a lot and you always work with the same people?
Yeah, it's always them. We met at uni. So yeah, we always do my gigs together, unless it's like an acoustic solo thing. And yeah, I'll write a new song and show it to them, and they'll just start playing what they can hear in it. And yeah, like, we love working together. It's so fun.
Yeah.
And we're coming up to the end of uni now, so I'm just hoping it stays together.
Holds up.
Yeah.
Are they all London based, or are they from?
Most of them are.
Oh.
So yeah, there's like one or two that may have to move back home.
No, pin them down.
Yeah.
Claim them.
Yeah.
Claim them as your own. So you have played. I want to talk about your live life as well. You did a So Far Sounds.
I did.
Very recently.
Yes.
That I saw. And I'm always very interested in these because, I mean, I've never done one. I've never been to one. And it's one of those things I always mean to go to because it feels like such an experience, an intimate kind of show. So how was that experience?
Yeah, it was amazing. It was at the start of February, and I'd never been to one either, so I kind of had an image in my mind of what it would be. And yeah, it was so nice. Everyone kind of sat on the floor on cushions, and we were on the stage. They were having like a little picnic on the floor. But yeah, it was really intimate and special. Yeah.
Do you prefer those kind of gigs where it's just the room is very quiet, it's more of a listening experience, or do you like a very lively audience?
I think I do prefer more intimate gigs, but I also really enjoy like rocking out. But I also find it hard to like fully let go in those situations and have a lively stage presence. That's something I'm always working on.
Yeah, I understand that. I literally recently went to a very big gig of a band that's like really established, and on stage, because they're doing it so much, you always watch them and you're like, why am I not doing that?
Yeah.
But it's like,
It's
I
so
think
hard.
it just takes time, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It takes time and takes like constant practice at it.
Yeah.
It's really annoying because you kind of just want to be able to switch it on.
Yeah, because I don't practice it. I just think, oh, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
And then I just never do.
I know, there's certainly like a wall there. I think a lot of people pretend that they don't have that to try and get past it and stuff. But you also played an EP launch, and this was the livelier. It was just a livelier event
was
than
lively.
the So Far. It was kind of the opposite of the So Far thing,
Mhm.
and it's in Cat's Space.
Yeah.
How was that?
Yeah, that was really cool, actually.
Yeah.
Cat Space is like underneath a bar / restaurant, so it feels like a little secret underground club. And it was really cool. Yeah, lots of my friends came, and a few of my teachers came from uni because they knew I was releasing this. So it was really nice. Like, there was definitely a sense of
crowd.
community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how did you put it together? Was it all a solo kind of project, or did you work with a team of people?
For the EP?
For pulling it together, the EP launch, the gig at Cat Space?
Well, I went through a promoter that I've done a few gigs with before. And he was happy to advertise the gig as an EP launch, and he booked the support acts as well. And yeah, the promotion was just telling all my friends and family to come.
That's always the way. Isn't it?
Yeah, and the other acts obviously had friends with them, and so yeah, that made it a good crowd as well.
And how do you find the London gigging circuit in general? I've heard some very different stories about it, but what's your take on the whole circuit?
Yeah, it's great. I mean, when I first moved here, I definitely did some gigs that I shouldn't have done.
Yeah, it's a rite of passage.
Yeah. This is definitely some people just putting on gigs and not paying the artist anything. But yeah. It's a big subject.
But any gigs that you've done that have been like standout, highlight places you played?
I did Upstairs at Ronnie Scott's.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Yeah, I bet that was cool.
Yeah, I did that, like a little acoustic thing with my guitarist. So yeah, and that just had a good crowd naturally because of the venue.
Yeah, the people go there to listen and enjoy music.
Yeah.
I think a lot of venues are a bit complicated with why people go.
Yeah.
They're more of a bar, or there's a lot of people talking.
Yeah.
It's become a bit of an issue.
Yeah. It depends what kind of gig it is. If people were talking at the So Far gig, I would have been a bit annoyed. But like if it's a bar, pub, then it's fine. But it's really funny because some of my family, especially like my grandmas, they find it so rude when people are talking, even if you're just at a pub. But yeah, you just have to accept it.
Do you? You're not taken to shouting at the audience.
No.
Yet.
No. Because
the day may come.
That's what pubs are for.
Yeah,
just
I know. Yeah.
Chatting.
It does depend on the environment, does it?
Yeah.
So is there a dream gig that you're heading towards? Like, say in 5 years' time, you could be anywhere. What stage would you pick?
I guess I'd love to do a festival.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally any festival.
Any festival.
Yeah.
The big boys.
Yeah.
Glastonbury, Isle of Wight.
Obviously, Glastonbury would be a dream.
Yeah, Glastonbury. Are you applying for festivals this year?
So I'm doing like a Glastonbury competition. That's the gig at the Bread and Roses.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah, we're competing for a slot on their stage, Glastonbury. So fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed, everybody. Pray for Maddison.
Yeah.
That would be an amazing experience. And the audiences you get there are all there because it's just like music all the time and everything. So the final song you play for us, I'm very excited about because it's, it's not an exclusive. Is it an exclusive performance? Have you ever performed this before? Live?
I did, yeah. I've performed it at some gigs.
I thought we had that one. So it's called Paper Slip.
Yeah.
And tell me about this. It's unreleased. So, it's up to you. How much do you want to divulge?
Yeah, I will explain. It's basically just about feeling a bit down, but accepting that everyone has those days. And yeah.
It's a lot of sadness.
Yeah.
There's a lot of voids.
It's a bit of a sad song, but I'm actually fine. I just like writing sad songs.
Yeah, no, it happens, yeah. And the title Paper Slip, does that relate to like... the way I imagined it when I was listening to it is when you're supposed to write, like manifesting, but not.
Yeah.
Like when you have to write your feelings down just to get them out and sort of contend with them.
Yeah, it was the lyric is like get some motivational stuff.
Yeah. And
write it on a paper slip, because like if you're feeling down, people tell you to do that.
Does it help?
I don't know. I was kind of just like. I haven't necessarily done that, but because I got into the flow of it being that kind of song, I would just start writing a bunch of stuff like that would relate to that. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And
is this in the works for a release, this song?
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah.
This year?
Yeah. Maybe like summer.
Yeah. Oh, summer. Okay.
Yeah.
We're ready for that. Are you going to record? Have you recorded it already?
I've recorded it for my assignment for university, but I want to record it properly.
With the band? Or is this a very intimate with the band?
With the band, but like low-key band.
Well, you say they kind of naturally fit themselves. They understand the vibe.
Yeah, they do.
They fit in.
They're very good.
They're meant to be.
Yeah.
It's a group that's meant to be.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we look forward to that. And we're going to hear it now. So thank you for coming in and plug your socials for us. Tell us where to find you and what your name is.
My name on all social media is Maddison Goode, and Maddison with 2 Ds, Good with an E on the end. And listen to my music on Spotify and Apple Music.
Well,
And
we
come
look
to my
forward
gigs.
Yes, go to the gigs. Paper Sip, we'll look forward to hearing from you. And thank you so much for coming in.
Thanks for having me. Most of the time I do nothing, cover up the lies at the finest hour. Most of the time I do nothing but buy expensive flowers. They said get some motivational, write it on a paper slip, see if that helps it, see if that helps it. But I threw it on my bed, I went to sleep instead, and that's not the worst of it. Life only gets you so high. Life only gets you so high. Life only gets you so high. And life only gets me some of the time. Most of the ways I go about it don't do me any favors. Most of the days I think about it, can't put my pain to paper. They said get some motivational, write it on a paper slip, see if that helps it, see if that helps it. But I threw it on my bed, I went to sleep instead, and that's not the worst of it. Life only gets you so high. Life only gets you so high. Life only gets you so high. And life only gets me some of the time. Oh yeah, life only gets me so high. Oh yeah, love only gets me so some of the time, and life only gets me some